Hey, Savannah, looking at the defense, it's been most seasons over the last 10 or 15 years that we've looked at a Georgia defense going into the season and thought, okay, the recruiting has been special. There are a number of freakish athletes on that side of the football. This should be a really good defense. That has come up a number of times, and Georgia typically fields a very good defense, but it's not reached the expectations of the preseason pub. This defense came back with 10 starters, and it seems to be a combination of the talent, but also Kirby Smart being a defensive guy, knowing defense, and just the scheme, the energy, the direction, the technique, the instruction coming together with the talent that has made this defense. It's only 7 games. They're going to play a few other offenses that are going to give them a challenge, especially, I think, Georgia Tech down the stretch, and, of course, an SEC championship game if it comes to that. Your thoughts about why this defense might be gaining high status in college football and meeting those expectations?
I think it's their mentality. They go in every single week wanting to make their opponents quit. That is kind of like the message that Kirby Smart has given to his defense is make your opponents quit. And I think they have successfully done that each week now. They only give up about 252 total yards a game, which is number 1 in the SEC. They're number 2 in rush defense in the SEC and number 3 in pass defense. As for a total team, they're number 3 in the nation in total defense and number 9 in rush and number 5. Number 5 rush defense in the country. I just think they go out there and have a mentality of I'm going to make this team quit. And with guys like the senior leaders like Lorenzo Carter and Davin Bellamy, they're there to be able to hype the rest of the guys up. And then you also have Roquan Smith, who's leading the team in tackles with 29 solo and 53 total. You also have J.R. Reed, the Tulsa transfer guy that has come in and is just a diamond in the rough. I think that's one of Kirby Smart's biggest projects right now is to defining him, because he has kind of gone in where Maurice Smith last season was that guy on the defense that had made the plays, and he has kind of taken that role over. He has 19 solo tackles, 36 combined, and he has 3.5 tackles for a loss and 1 sack already. I believe he has multiple quarterback hurries, multiple breakups. He's just someone who's all over the field. And, I mean, I could keep going on and on and on about stats. Lorenzo Carter with 4.5 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks already. That's a guy that just would not get aggressive last season, who has come into his own and is super aggressive now. I think that the D-line, John Atkins, Trent Thompson, who's returning for the Florida game, David Marshall, Daquan Hawkins-Muckle. I mean, guys, I could just keep going on and on. It's just Georgia's finally gotten the talent, finally got the depth, and has finally got people who have bought into the process, bought into the program, and bought into what Kirby Smart and Coach Tucker are telling them. And I just think it's only going to get better from here because they're playing as a unit. They're not necessarily just depending on 1 or 2 guys to make plays or anything like that, like in years past. But I just think that they're playing all the way together, and it's just exciting. I just think they all want to win. And I think as the senior leaders, I've mentioned this before, Lorenzo Carter and Davin Bellamy, they've kind of set the team down in weeks past, and they have like a checkpoint list. They've never beaten Florida before, so that's kind of at the top of the list right now. They want to go to an SEC championship and defend win the SEC East and then win the SEC. I think it's kind of cool that they have a checklist that they're going week by week by, and so far I think they've checked everything off. So this defense is kind of the heart and soul of the entire team, and as long as they keep playing well, I think Georgia will stay successful.